This is my story of just for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. At the age of 3, my mom and my dad knew something was wrong. My mom was trying to get me help. I banged my head on the wall, the floor. I wasn't sleeping, and I ended up at Children's Hospital. I am from Boston. I ended up at Children's Hospital, Beta 5, I would show you guys pictures, but there used to be a building right across from Children's Hospital that was the old Judge Baker building. Very old. I was there off and on through my childhood. Then I ended up going to a school, which I will not name, but it wasn't the best school. It was I think, middle school to high school. And it was horrible. People would bully me. People would bully other people. There was one time, actually, kind of a little story. While I was there, it was, like I said, not the best match for me, but it was a good school. They were in the old Judge Baker building. I'm going to call it the brick school. It was in a brick building. They had from teenagers to middle school. And, like, I wasn't the favorite. The principal didn't like me. I didn't like him. My mom didn't like him. I rode in the van because they wouldn't let my mother pick me up and bring me there. So I went on a van with children that had a few screws loose. And I didn't like the van at all. They had, it was a therapeutic school. So a therapeutic school this school had children with autism, children with mental health, other issues. And that school was okay. The only fun part I really liked is at the end of the year they would do a school trip. So they brought all of us. I went twice to Canby Lake Park. I missed some schooling because I ended up in another hospital. And yeah, that one was, I'll call it the Lodge. The Lodge was awful. When I was a kid, they would put you in 4-point restraints. And if you don't know what 4-point restraints are, if you've been to a institution for children or teenagers or adults that is to help you get on meds and help you, I guess. They didn't really help. And then I went to this place, and I'm going to call it the children's unit. The children's unit was fun. I really liked the children's unit. They would bring us for outings. They get ice cream, free ice cream from McDonald's. They would bring us on bowling trips and all sorts of fun stuff. So I didn't really mind that place. I was there quite a few times. That was from like single age, like from 3 I was at children's, and then I was at the other places that were all before double digits, before 10 years old. I was at all these places, and they diagnosed me with PDD, NOS, and because of all that stuff that happened. And then when I was a teenager, I went to, I'm going to call it the mountain school. The mountain school was fun. They had a bunch of different little houses. This place was in New England. And the mountain school was fun. I almost ended up in the Special Olympics. Each house had like stuff they would sell. Like my house sold ice cream and stuff. They also would pay you for chores. They brought us to malls. They would bring us, I'm sorry, I'm not looking, I'm just kind of trying to remember. And this is more into my teenager years. I went to the mountain school. It was a lot of fun there. And they would also do fundraisers, and it was just a lot of fun. To backtrack, I was at this place, I'm going to call it the Academy. This was also, actually no. This was when I just turned a teenager. I went to, I'm just kind of going all over the place. I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to remember all this. I went to the mountain school. Before that, I went to the Academy, which is in Boston somewhere. And that place was also fun. They brought us on outings. We went to Red Sox games, to the circus, and all other fun stuff. That place, I was there from 15 to 16. I was there for about a year. And then from there, I was in another hospital that was hooked up to the Academy. And it was okay there. The teacher was wicked chill. I always got to go on the computer. We would watch movies. Excuse me. Of course, do math and science and all that. But it was pretty much chill. I really didn't mind it there. Then from there, I ended up at, what did I call it? I ended up at the children's, I can't call it children's. So I'm going to call it, I'm just going to call it without giving it away, I am going to call it, I think I called it the children's unit. And this is in Boston. And I ended up back there, and I was there for a year. Actually, there is a, if my dad has, I'll ask him to send me a photo of it. It was a pretty big thing. I was a part of it. It was a whole court issue thing, because if you've been to hospitals, institutions for people with a bunch of issues, from autism to psych to whatever, they ended up sending me to Texas. And I'm going to call this place I'm sorry, I have to think of a name to call it because I do not want to give any of these places out because I don't know who will ever watch this video. Sorry for the shaking. I am gonna call it the Achievement Center. The Achievement Center was in Texas, and oh my goodness, I had so much fun there. There, I was diagnosed with partial complex seizure disorder. And it was on a huge campus. There was different cabins there. I was in, and every cabin was locked, but I was in one of the cabins. We would, the fun part of that place is it was massive. This place is massive. When I tell you it's massive, it's massive. They had, oh my gosh, what are they called? They're called pecans or pecans. But they were soft shell pecans. They were ones where you didn't need a thing. You could just take it with your hand and you go like this and they would break. That place was a lot of fun. Did we go on outings there? They had a pool. They had a school. You would have to wake up. I'm telling you, you would have to wake up at like 6 in the morning just to get dressed, to head to the cafeteria, and then the school. That place was a lot of fun. And I'm going to have to go back to this video because I have so many stories about these different places. After there, and the only thing that stunk is not just anyone could call you. You had a list, and there was a number that I was never told, so I couldn't give it out and have people call me. There was some staff that were delusional there, and it was okay. Then I ended up, after there, I forgot. I ended up, what group home? Because I was in group homes. After there, I think I went to the mountain school. No. After there, I went to The View. I'm going to call this group home The View. This is also in New England. The other place I told you is in New Hampshire, but this place was in New England, and they sucked so bad. So bad. So bad. They wouldn't even talk. This place actually is closed. So I'll tell you their name. They're closed. This was Lakeview. This was Lakeview in New Hampshire. That place got closed. Oh my goodness. That place was so bad. The staff wouldn't talk to my parents. They had the same blanket for everyone. My roommate there was nuts. I wanted to get away, so me and this girl, we decided to run. We got caught. This girl, she woke me up. I wasn't in a good mood, and this girl was crazy. They restrained me. The girl decided to stomp on my head. The girl was nuts. I am telling you. And this was all because she was jealous that someone was on top of me. I would have rather them be with her than with me. And this is how some of the reason why I got PTSD. I'm going to go more into the stories. I'm done with that. Now I'm going to explain to you, because of my autism, I'm on the spectrum. And because of my PTSD and stuff, my mother, my father, and me, and my husband, we all agreed that a dog would be helpful. Because I want to be more independent and go to a program that I'm a part of, and go to a like a center that I can go to. And I am trying to raise money to get this dog. Every bit of money will be used on the dog. Sorry for shaking. Will be used on the dog and for the dog 100%. I work for a company, and they let me do a fundraiser through them. So what I will do is, actually, I'm going to tell you, I have a Facebook group. It is called VIP. Actually, hold on.